That is.
Okay. Niranjala, have you done this පුතා? මේ කරලා දවා තියෙන්නේ. Huh? No? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Why? I
So
asked.
I'll try.
Huh?
I'll try now.
You
No.
try next time. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I give you 5 minutes and do it.
Okay.
Select all the words that go together. What's the answer?
G.
Yeah, go together means collocations. Take a look at the photos. What do you think is it speaking?
B.
Yeah, take a look at the photos. What do you think is it speaking? එතන oral fluency practice එකක් එතන වෙනවද?
Who do you think is speaking?
Who do you think is speaking? කවුද කතා කරන්නේ කියලා ඔයා හිතන්නේ කියලා නේ. එතකොට එන්නේ.
Take a photo.
Answer would be what is? F. Listening for detailed information. Number 6. Get into groups and discuss the problem. Decide and best solutions. What is the answer? ඒකට තමයි එන්නේ B. Oral fluency. Discuss the problem. Then they have to discuss. Decide together on the best solutions for that problem. Answer is B. Finding all the pronouns, underline them, and draw arrows to which nouns they refer to. What's the answer? 7.
I did.
Find all the pronouns, underline them, and draw arrows to show nouns they refer to. Answer should be D. Finding connections
In a text.
in a text. So this answer should be what is?
Number 1 next.
Reading for gist. That means specific information. So reading for gist. Reading for specific information. So we scan the text and select a picture that matches the best with the solution. Okay. So number 1 A, number 2 C, number 3 H, number 4 G, next one F, B, and D. Okay, and we are going to unit number 25 today. Selection and use of the supplementary materials. Last week we discussed about the use of the book, that means books materials. No, book materials. Today we have to use. Today we are going to speak about supplementary materials. Okay. Now we will have a look at it. How are supplementary materials and activities selected? Books and other materials that can be used along with the course book are called materials. We know about it. We discussed it about last week as well. These usually include skills development materials, vocabulary, phonology, grammar, practice materials, collocations of communicative activities, and teachers' resources materials like that. All the things can be used. We can find supplementary materials from authentic sources such as the newspaper, articles, magazines, articles, videos. What does it mean? Authentic means. What does this word means? Word that means real. That means what is real? At the deva. They are not the things that someone has made to make the language easier. No, not like that. They are the real materials. Articles can at the newspaper articles, the magazine, like a video, it can be a news or a cricket match or anything like that. Those are the real materials. In some course book packages, we can find supplementary materials have been included. Yes. In some book packages, there are supplementary materials, but not most of them. So supplementary materials should be provided by the teacher most of the times. But in some course book packages, we can find supplementary materials, but not in Sri Lanka government syllabus. The activities would also be created in a way that it would match the course book syllabus. Yes, it should go according to the course book material. There are great deals of websites from which teachers can download supplementary materials as well. Yes. I also mentioned you many websites that you can make the supplementary materials. Not only the supplementary materials, the classroom activities, additional classroom activities, and you can do many things using websites. Nowadays, internet is a good source of information for the teachers. In order to select supplementary materials and activities, we need to identify the issues that we need more. Various types of materials than what is given in the course book. Then we have to know whether we can find the types of materials that we need. We have to know whether we can find the types of materials that we need. Are we able to find the correct materials that we want? In here, this paragraph, it describes about the material, supplementary materials and also the course book materials, like this many things. Reasons for using supplementary materials and activities. Why should we use supplementary materials in the classroom? Or do we have to use the supplementary materials in the classrooms? We have to think about that. Yeah, there are many reasons why a teacher would want to use supplementary materials and activities in a classroom. Some of them are to make the teaching interesting and a variety to it is very important. To make a lesson very interesting, we have to use the supplementary materials. To add the variety, we have to use the what is supplementary materials to the classroom. Then song a song, you play a song in the classroom. It's interesting. It adds a variety in the classroom. So the teacher uses supplementary materials. නැතන් හැමදාම එකම දේ ක්ලාස් එක ළමයි song එකක් story එකක් වගේ අපි play කරනවා මේ classroom එකේ especially when we work with the young students පොත්වලම ලියනවා writing matching color it's not enough for the students. It's not interesting for them because they do it every day. There isn't any variety. To get the students appropriate materials according to their specific needs and interests. Sometimes the course book materials are too advanced for our students, or sometimes too easy for our students, according to their age levels. So we have to use supplementary materials to sometimes make them easier, or sometimes make them at the correct level of the difficulty. We have to use supplementary materials in the classroom to fill certain gaps that might be in the course books. Yes, there may be some gaps between the lessons. So we have to fill that gap. So we have to use the supplementary materials. Otherwise, there will be enough time after we doing the course book materials. So we can use supplementary materials to fill that gaps. Just think you are doing 2-hour class, you have course book materials for only 1 hour. So what are you going to do the next hour? So to fill that gap, you can use the supplementary materials in the classroom. To replace materials in the course book that may not be suitable for this classes. If the teacher can understand the lessons are not suitable for our students, it's not the correct level of the difficulty, what can the teacher do? She can select supplementary materials. So what to do? We have to do that. to give the students extra language skills practice. Actually, when we talk about Sri Lankan education and also the teachers, government syllabus and also the when we talk about the primary and also secondary, we have to use a lot of supplementary materials. We can't depend on the government school book. Usually in my classes, I use 90% supplementary materials for the course book materials. My own materials I use in the classes. Whether it's a primary level or secondary level, I don't mind what level they are. I use only supplementary, not only, I use supplementary materials, 90% in the classroom. Because why? I have understood those materials are not suitable for our students. They are not suited for our students to improve their language skills. They can't. In the course book materials, if we are going to use government course book materials, especially government school syllabus, if we are going to do the classes, so we can use many supplementary materials in the classes. But if if it is a specific course like that, I have introduced too many courses like this, Cambridge courses and not into college London like this, spoken English syllabus like this, many courses I have introduced you. If you are using those as well, so you can use about 50% supplementary materials in the classroom, because there is a gap. In those materials, there are only papers and also the activities, writing activities like that. But we have to go apart from that to improve our students speaking like this. We have to do many activities, additional activities, go apart from the syllabus. All the course books are organized according to syllabus and are carefully graded. This means grammatical structures, vocabulary skills, like that, in a helpful sequence for learning, so that students' language knowledge can be built up through stages while following the topic. That means course book materials are organized according to syllabus. Yes, we know it's according to syllabus, course books. And carefully graded. This means grammatical structures are there, vocabulary skills, and everything is there. The students' language knowledge can be built up through stages while following the book class. But sometimes not actually, no. Including supplementary materials and activities in the class can add variety and extra practice in the lessons, and it would be useful, yes. So we have to use the supplementary materials in the classroom. However, it is always important to ensure that the supplementary materials and the activities that are used would suit the students' program. Yes. Sometimes. They should also be appropriate for the class and aligned with the aims for the certain lesson. That's why in this paragraph, it describes, although we are going to use the supplementary materials that suits for their level and also the it should be added something from the syllabus as well. That means it should go, those supplementary materials should go with the course book materials as well. But I think it should not. We talk about the government school syllabus. But when you talk about the Cambridge syllabus like that, it should be, yeah. Government school syllabus එක අපි teach කරන්නේ නැහැ. Anyway. එතකොට දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් ඒක වෙනම පැත්තක් නේ. අපි උගන්වන syllabus එක සම්පූර්ණයෙන් වෙනස් වෙනවා නේද? අපි secondary වලට වගේ කිව්ව සම්පූර්ණයෙන් වෙනස්. primary නම් ගොඩක්ම government school syllabus එකත් follow කරන අවස්ථාවක් තියෙනවා නේද? but අපි අර Cambridge එකක් වගේ ගත්තොත් මේකෙදී මේක ගොඩක්ම ගැලපෙන මේ paragraph එක. මොකද අපි ගොඩක් හිතනකෝ අපි ළමයි speaking practice කරනවා කියලා දැන් topics තියෙනවානේ. topics තියෙනවා. දැන් මේ topics දැන් animals තියෙනවා. දැන් අපි started most files වගේ ගත්තොත් ඒලට කතා කරන්නේ animals. ඊට පස්සේ colors, body parts like that, they have the topics to discuss. ඒතර අපි use කරන supplementary materials එකත් ඒකට according එකක් වුණොත් ඒක ඔයාලට ගොඩක් වටිනවා. because they improve their knowledge. through the course book. ඒතර course book එකට දාලා තමයි යාගේ knowledge එක වැඩි වෙන්නේ. නේද? ඒතර ඒක exam එකට යාලට help එකක් වෙනවානේ. it is helpful for the it add an advantage for their exam as well. like that. It is what it said in this paragraph. Advantages and disadvantages in commonly used in supplementary materials. Yes, I mean both sides we can find advantages and disadvantages. හැම පැත්තක දෙපැත්තක් තියෙන්නේ. Advantages, disadvantages here. So commonly what are? Here are some advantages and disadvantages in commonly used in supplementary materials. Class library of readers. Possible advantages, yes. Class library of readers. Encourage extensive reading, yes. Give students confidence. Language sometimes too simple may not be challenged. Yeah, maybe. The advantages, I think, class library readers, disadvantages good. How do you make it deal? Extensive readings, they improve their extensive reading. Give students confidence. They can read and they can understand. So some language sometimes too simple read, may not be challenging, not enough challenge. Skill practice books. Possible advantages. Skill practice books focus on individual skills. Disadvantage may not fit with the course book. The skill practices and course book Teachers resources books. Possible advantage provides new ideas for the learners. May not treat lesson names. Yeah. Teachers resource books we are going to follow new ideas for the learners. Learn all the ideas but not treat the lesson names. Yeah, like lesson aims. Websites. Variety of lesson plans, teaching materials, other resources for the teachers. Sometimes difficult to find the right materials for the learners. Yes, they can have to. සමහරක් වෙලාවට අපිට ඕන materials එක ඒකෙදී අපිට හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ ගොඩක් දුරට නේද sometimes there ගොඩක් වෙලාවට තියෙන පුළුවන් ගොඩක් sometimes we are not able to find ඒක අපිට හොඳම දේ තමයි to make our own materials ourselves අපේ රම හදාගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන අවස්ථාවලුත් තියෙනවා නේ ඒක ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකේ පැක් කරන ආස්ති කරලා හරෙන් හොයලා මෙහෙන් හොයලා හැමතැනම මේ කම්මැලිකම අපි හොයනවා ටයිප් කරන කම්මැලිකමට හදන්න කම්මැලිකමට හිතන්න කම්මැලිකමට ගත්ත copy paste එකක් දැම්මනම් වැඩේ ලේසියිනේ but sometimes we can't නමුත් සමහරක් කළා අපිට ඒක හොයාගන්න බැරි ඒතර අපිටම අපේ ඉතින් කරගන්න වෙන අවස්ථාවල් තියෙනවා ඉතින් ගොඩක් මටත් සිදු වෙලා තියෙනවා videos possible advantages provide visual context yeah source of cultural information shows body language disadvantages equipments may not always be available yes language may not be great at some videos දාන්න වගේ සමානකට classrooms වල වගේ අපි දැන් යන හැම class එකකම ගන්නේ නේද අපේ ඉත කියලා class එකක් තියෙනවා නම් අපේ on center එකක් තියෙනවා it's better නේද අද අපිට පුළුවන් අපේ on center එකේ materials multimedia facilities වගේ arrange කරන්න but if you do home visit වගේ තියොත් අපිට පොඩ්ඩක් ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙනවා අපිට laptops desktops උස්සගෙන යන්න වෙනවනේ tablets like that නේද language practice books possible advantage extra practice learners can work along without teachers help disadvantage repetitive exercises and the little or no context language practice books that we are using extra practice we can get and the learners can work along with teachers help yeah along without teachers help teaching help එකක් නැතුව උනත් ළමයිට ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන් repetitive exercises a little or no context. That's one. Electronic materials, possible motivations, familiar technology for the learners, possible and difficult for the learners to control how learners are working. Yes. Little or no human feedback. When you use the electronic materials, that what happen. Games, enjoyment, language practice is the fun advantage. The disadvantages are may not be suitable for all the learners. Things to consider when selecting supplementary materials. So I want a little break, about 5 minutes. I'll be back soon. But I'm going to put a break. I'll be back soon. Right. Be familiar with the course book and the syllabus. There may be some instances when you will find supplementary materials, language practice materials without teachers' work. Terms of the activities may be the rather unclear in some cases. Therefore, when the choosing a materials for your class, it is crucial that you consider how the materials you choose will replace or further improve what is in your course book. It should be match with the course books. Course book එකක් එක්ක ටිකක් කියන්න ඕනේ. නැත්නම් ටිකක් හරි ගැළපීමක් නැති වෙන දෙයක් නම් lesson එකකින් අපිට ගොඩාක් එහාට යන්න බෑනේ නේද? We have to do control practice activities. lesson එකෙන් අපිට ගොඩාක් එහාට යන්න බෑ. ඒ කියන්නේ course books වලින් ගොඩාක් එහාට අපිට යන්න බෑ ඇත්තටම. Sometimes. ඒත් අපිට ඒකේ ඉඳලා course book එක ගැන හොඳ idea එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ සහ lessons ගැන දැන් එතන අද lesson එක ගැන කියනවා. අද course book එකේ තියෙන lesson එක. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි supplementary materials අපි daily නේ අපි එකවර ඔක්කොම ගන්නෙ නෑ නේ. We use them daily in the classroom. So we are preparing for the lesson. When we are preparing for the lessons, so how are we going to prepare for the lessons? Through the course book. අපි lesson එකට ලෑස්ති වෙන්නේ supplementary materials හරහා නෙවෙයි. course book materials හරහා තමයි අපි lesson එකට ලෑස්ති. අතොර හිතන්නකෝ අද lesson එක තියෙනවා අපි හිතමු primary එකක් නම් today lesson is food. food ගැන තමයි අද අපිට course එකේදී කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර අපි එතන තියෙන course book එකේ තියෙන materials ටික හොඳට study කරලා. ඒතර අපි food ගැනමනේ supplementary materials අපි ගන්න ඕනේ. course book එකේ song එකක් නැහැ. ඒතර අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? We have to find the supplementary materials but should be according to the topic. Topic එකට ගැලපෙන්න. What is food ගැනම තමයි අපි හොයන්නේ. fruit ගැන. song එක. story එකක් like that. Using authentic materials. Sometimes using authentic materials which is not designed for a specific level. Yeah. It's useful for us, gives students the ability to work with the more challenging texts and tasks. So real text, at real situations වල පාවිච්චි කරන ඒවා තමයි අපි authentic materials කියලා කියන්නේ. මම කලින් explain කරා. ඒවා classroom එකේදී පාවිච්චි කරනකොට ටිකක් නේද? More challenging text and tasks. So තව ටිකක් challenging. It's good for the students so they can understand the real situations. This is the language they use in the real situations. We can then සමහරක් වෙලාවට දැන් අපි ළමයි ඉගෙන ගත්තට එයාලගේ නිකන් මනසේ මෙහෙම දෙයක් තියෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඇත්තටම මේවොද දැන් සමහරක් වෙලාවට අපි හරිය ලේසියෙන් language එකක් උගන්වනකොට we make the lessons very clear, very easy for the students to make them understand. So we use the very simple teaching methods. Simple dialogues වගේ හරි simple අපි ළමයින්ට උගන්වනකොට ළමයින්ට මෙහෙම දෙයක් හිතෙනවා ඇත්තටම මේවද ඉංග්‍රීසි ඇත්තටම මේක විතරද තියෙන්නේ මීට වඩා දෙයක් නැද්ද ගොඩක් දුරට ඔය adult students ට වගේ අපි කරනකොට තමයි primary ළමයි නම් ඕක ගණන් ගන්නෑ ඒකට එයාලට එනකන් එහෙම දෙයක් හිතෙනවා අනේ ඒ නිසා අපි authentic materials ටිකක් පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕනේ class එකේ ආද news එකක් එහෙම නැත්නම් newspaper article එකක් මේවම තමයි මේකේ තියෙන්නේ බලන්න. Like that. එතකොට එයාලට they can understand. This English. මේක තමයි තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට එයාලා ඒවත් එක්ක වැඩ කරන්න පටන් ගන්නකොට ඒක අලින්ත් එක තමයි challenge එක. Type of skills they improve. The activities in the materials which are created to improve individual skills can usually include the use of other certain skills. For example, the students must learn to read a piece of text before they do a listening task. Or they should do some writing after speaking activity. Just as following up activity, therefore, when choosing materials for the class, keep in the mind that all the skills are required need to be created. That means type of skills they improve. When we select the materials, we have common materials අපි select කරගන්න දැන් supplementary materials. මොකක් හරි අපේ aim එකක් තියෙනවනේ අපි supplementary material එකක් select කරගන්නකොට. So අපි දානවා what අපි හිතනවා මොකද්ද මෙයාගේ improve කරන skill එක. Individual skills can usually what is certain skills like reading එකක් එහෙම නැත්නම් writing එකක් speaking listening ඔය මොකක් හරි එකක් skills development එකක්. The competency and the language level. There are many materials applied by the publishers to practice separate language skills and various levels. There are usual lists of tasks that activities in teachers' resource books as well, which are arranged according to level. It is important to check whether the level is suitable for the level of your students. Take into considerations the language that your students will need to comprehend or produce. That means පුතා. එතන අපිට පොඩි දෙයක් හිතන්න තියෙනවා. දැන් සමහරක් වෙලාවට අපි supplementary material select කර ගන්නකොට අපි ඔය බලන්නේ නැහැ සමහරක් කර හදිස්සියට ගන්නවා. එක්ක අපි ඉදන්නක දැන් ළමයින්ට කියන පොතක් ගන්න කියලා. මේ පොත ගන්න. කොහරි ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකේ බැලුවා හරි මේක තමයි සිලබස් එක කියලා ඇදුවා දුන්නා. එහෙම දේවල් අපි සමහරක් අට කරනවනේ නේද? sometimes we have to do අපිට වෙලාවක් නැති වුණාම අපිට කරන්න වෙනවා ඇත්ත. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකෙන් ඔය ගත්ත ෆොටෝකෝපි එකක් ගෙවලා දුන්නා ළමයට. Like that we have to do. But sometimes publishers to practice separate language skills the various levels. ඒක levels එක තමයි දාන්නේ. So there are usual list of tasks and activities in teachers' resource books as arranged according to level. It's important to check whether the level is suitable. So අපි ඒ level එක අපි ළමයට ගැලපෙනවද කියලා මේ supplementary materials පාස් කරනකොට ඒක බලන්න වෙනවා. We have to think. Okay. මොකද teacher තියෙන හොඳ knowledge එක තමන්ගේ ළමයාගේ level එක ගැන හොඳ knowledge එක. teacher තියෙන good idea. Teacher should have නේද? The methodology followed in the course book. There is methodology in the students' course book, and the students normally become comfortable with it as they get used to it. If supplementary materials are being used and if they are very different from the course book style, it is important that you pay special attention to the instructions as may confuse your students. Methodology in the students' course book and the students normally become comfortable with their get used to it. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් course book materials එකත් එක්ක ළමයි හුරු වෙනවා. නේ? Day to day because we do it every day, so they get used to it. Supplementary materials are used in they are very different from the course book style. අපි use කරන supplementary materials ගොඩක් දුරට course book එකෙන් වෙනම style එකක තමයි තියෙන්නේ. It is important that you pay special attention to the instructions that they make confuse your students. එයාලා confuse වෙන්නේ මොන අවස්ථාවකදී මේ supplementary materials use කරනකොට. ඒ styles වෙනස් කරන්න ඕනේද? එහෙම නැත්නම් course book style එකෙන්ම supplementary materials use කරනවද කියන එක ගැන the teacher has to think. Ability to adapt the material. It is possible to adapt many supplementary materials to be used with the classes of various grades. Sometimes the text may not be graded. However, you can grade them by yourself. This can be done by making the task more challenging or easy. It is possible to adapt many supplementary materials to use with the classes of various levels. Sometimes the text may not be graded. However, you can grade them by yourself. When we select the most some materials, they are not graded. They make a level කියලා නෑ. We can check and grade them. අපිට ඒවා check කරලා අපිට ඒවා හදා ගන්න පුළුවන් level එකනේ. This can be done making the task more challenging or types of games and communicative activities. It is a good idea to use games and extra communicative activities as they can vary the lesson and make it interesting to the students. However, before using them, think carefully about why you are using them. This will keep you focused on the purpose of your lesson. All the students may question why they are being given such activities to do like that. We have to select sometimes game and also the communicative activities in the classroom. Actually, it's a good idea to the game. Extra communicative activities they can listen and make interesting to the students. If you got interest, it is the lessons make the interesting. However, before using them, think carefully about why you are using them. So, I know what are the skills they are going to use. Become enjoy කරන්න විතරක් අපි මේක දෙන්නේ නැහැ අපිට මොකක් හරි we should have a over there. Okay, enjoy කරන්න කියන්නේ game එකක් කරනවා කියලා game එකේ අපිට අරමුණක් we should have a අපි අරමුණක් තියෙනවා මට අද improve මොනවද එක්ක pronunciations එහෙම නැත්නම් speaking reading writing listening හරි එක්ක vocabulary spellings මොන හරි එකක් වෙන්න තියෙනවා it's like yeah. That's all about that unit. Today we talk about using the supplementary materials. There is a practice task. Answer questions 1 to 7. Select the book which is A to B. When I make now do it. මේක කරන්න මම ඔයාලට homework කරලා තව මේ exercises ටිකක් දාන්න. මොකද this time I couldn't මට papers ටික හදාගන්න time එකක් තිබුණේ නැහැ. කලිනුත් මම papers හදලා තිබුණේ නැහැ. මේකට අලුතින් තමයි මම ඔය දැන් ඔයාලට තමයි papers ටිකක් මම හැම lesson එකකටම හදලා දාලා තිබුණේ ගිය පාර. This time I didn't have enough time. මේ පාර මට papers වල පොඩි වෙලාවක් ටිකක් බදු වෙන කරා papers ටිකක් මම ඒවෙ නැත්තේ. past papers වල තියෙන අය මට එවන්න වෙලාවක් නැති නිසා ඒකට මේ wait. දැනට මේක කරන්න. ඊට පස්සේ අපි බලමු මේ මොකද්ද next week වලට කලින් මම ඔයාලට papers ටිකක් තෝරන ඒ ටික ඔයාලට homework වලට කරන්න පුළුවන්. Now I can give you about 5 minutes වගේ දෙන්න. Try to do it. The practice task. So what do you have to do to answer questions 1 to 7? Select which book from the list A to G could I a teacher who made the comments given. You do not need to use the extra one. There is only extra one. The first teacher comments. My students need a lot of extra tasks to help them with the reading practice. However, I don't have enough time to search for the supplementary materials at the right level of it. So he doesn't have enough time to read. However, he wants a book to improve the reading practice. So what's the book you recommend?
E.
Yeah. What is the book? What's the answer number? Oh, sorry, letter.
E.
Words in their places. Graded, clause, text and comprehension exercises. Yes. Answer should be E. That one answer is. I'm searching for activities and assist my teenage elementary learners to develop their language fluency. Language fluency. But I don't have enough time to do extra preparation for it. He doesn't have time to do extra preparation. But however, he wants to develop students' language fluency. So what's the book you recommend?
D.
B.
D.
D. Elementary language practice. Yeah. So language practice. So it's a book something like that with the exercise. Should be. Here, I'm uncertain how to use the websites to teaching English. But very easy one, this one.
A.
A. Task is not very difficult. I need some new ideas to teaching grammar to lower level students. I have been teaching for quite a while now. So what's the book?
C.
C. Simple speaking activity.
Or B.
G.
I don't
No? Literature in the language class.
Cannot take G. Not G.
New ideas teaching grammar to lower level is for අපිට දෙකක් බලන්න එකක් grammar අනිත් එක මොකද්ද lower level student also elementary වගේ නේද මොකක්ද තියෙන්නේ එතකොට මේක to literature කියන්නේ advanced not the lower level
C තමා ගන්න වෙන්නේ sir simple speaking activities. Lower level students no?
simple activities yeah simple speaking activities අපි ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් කියමු next one I to describe pronunciations and it should also give me some ideas as to how I am supposed to teach.
F.
Sounds like this case, yes. Publication. Sounds like this. It should be F. I would like to use poems and short stories in my language class.
G.
Answer should be G. Poems and stories we can find. To exchange and give feedback on certain texts. What is the answer?
B.
ඉතුරුනේ මොකක්ද?
ඉතුරුනේ B.
Developing
හතරට ගත්තොත් ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ B.
students exchange and give feedback on certain texts. දෙකක් ඉතුරු වෙන්න ඕනේ නේද?
B හරි C තමයි අපි E ගත්ත.
4 5 6 7 7 නේ තියෙන additional one එකක් නෑ නේද?
7 7 ඕක එක තුන හතර පහ ඉවරයි.
You don't need to use the extra one. නමුත් extra one එකක් දීලා නෑ නේද?
No extra answer.
මේක missing. I have to අපි බලමු uncertain text. මේකට C ගැලපෙන්නේ. Speaking now what's left? For you to see here, this is speaking. Exchange and give feedback. So it's speaking like that. Close to the speaking. Now what's left with? What is your answer?
Number 4 then B.
Either.
Hmm.
Developing listening skills. I need some ideas to teaching grammar. Lower level students. Elementary B. Language fluency. මේ දෙක මාරු වෙනවා. Here it should come D and here it should come D. Now is it okay? I'm searching the activities for the assist my seniors elementary learners to develop their language fluency. But I do not the language fluency එකක් improve වෙන්න ඕනේ. So listening activities can be done. Developing listening skills. Okay. near idea of teaching grammar to lower level students. So lower level students, that means low level students about elementary language practice. Elementary and the lower level is the same. Okay, we talking now. Do you agree with my answers? Oh, I will have to check the answer sheet. Deshan?
Let's the answer sheet, sir.
So we have to check it not today, but sometimes next week. Okay. Okay. Now just keep. Now just mark the answers like now. Then I will check the answer sheet and I'll let you know the correct answer according to the answer sheet. So according to my knowledge, then this is the best. The first one is my students need a lot of extra tasks to help them with the reading practice. I don't have enough time to search supplementary materials at the right level for them. So, reading practice, and also we have to use the extra task. So reading practice, extra task, we can go with comprehension, section comprehension. So there are some questions, there are some activities we can. I'm searching for activities to assist my teenage elementary learners to develop their language skills. But I don't have enough time to do the preparation. So language fluency is going to improve the language fluency. So the most suitable answer is developing language. Listening is so listening means they develop one of the language. I'm certain how to use the websites. For example, DNA, it's clear. Some ideas to teach grammar for the lower level students. With the lower level means the elementary I have been teaching for quite now. So elementary language practice. So language practice for the elementary. So in language practice means grammar is there. Language practice can anywhere grammar theme. I need a book that describes pronunciation. So answer is F. No doubts. Sounds like this. I would like to use poems and short stories. No doubts. Should be literature. So answer B. Students exchange and give feedback on certain exchange and feedback because exchange ideas, feedback, something like speaking. Speaking again. Speaking is there. Speaking is a theory. Yeah. You can tell what is simple speaking. Okay. What did you say, Deshani?
7 වලට නම් C නම් කොහොමද ෂුවර් නේද සර්? feedback
Oh,
or speak.
so I think this is the most suitable. I will check the what is the answer sheet and I will let you know. Okay. Okay, that's today unit. So we have left with more 2 units. So units in 26 seconds. Ah, 26 only. Oh, 26 no, have you? No, 18 and here you have 8. First unit 18, you know, make it 18, but 26. So we have left it only 1 unit. We will do it next week and then we can start the past paper as soon as possible. Any additional things you want to know about the lessons that we have completed until now? And we are not going to talk about the past paper. So any additional things about the Cambridge exams or anything you want to know about me from the exams and anything like this session?
No sir.
Very short answer, no sir. Have you had dinner?
Yes sir.
Who cooks? Your home. Yourself.
Yeah.
So what does your husband say about your food?
Delicious.
I mean, he's lucky.
He likes taking food.
He's lucky to have a wife that cooks this. Oh, Niranjala left. I think she has some connection problem today also.
Yes, sir.
One left and come again. So, have you started those Cambridge exams preparations like that? Deshan, hari patan kartadu karan.
I am going to start, sir.
Have you informed it to the parents?
Yes, sir. They
Amadi-
like.
They
They
like.
like.
Very good. So, the books are කොහොමද මම soft copies එවන්නද hard copies එවන්නද?
කොහොමද sir? එතකොට soft copy එකයි hard copy එකයි. ඒ
Copies
කියන්නේ
තමයි මට පාට ඔහෙන් අඩුවට ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් හොඳයි. ඉතින් soft copies, photo copies වගේ. සාමාන්‍ය ඊට cost එක වාගේ එක photo copy එක double side ඔයාලා ගන්නවනේ materials එහෙම දන්නවනේ.
8ක් ගන්නවා එක පැත්තකට.
Double side
ඩබල් සයිඩ් දන්න ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මං දැන් කරන්නේ සර් මේ අම්මලාට දාන print out ගන්න කියලා. මම දැන් අරන් දෙන්නේ නැහැ ගණන් වැඩි හින්දා.
ඒක එයාලටම ගන්න එක.
ඔව්.
books නම් මෙහෙමයි දැන් අපි ඒක ළමයින්ට කොහොම soft copies දෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද ඒකට ඒතර ආයේ වටිනාකම නැති වෙනවනේ නේද?
ඔව්. ඔව්.
ඒකට අපි soft copies තියාගෙන කොහොමත් අපි මේ copies අරගෙන parents ලට ඒක විකුණන එක තමයි කරන්නේ. We sell it to the parents. Okay? කොට ඒ ගාන අපි cover කරගෙන පොත දෙනවා parents ලට. Parents wants to buy from us. That's what we have to do. Okay?
Okay sir.
ඒතර මම බලන්නම් ඔයාලට කොහොමද here usually double side එකක් රුපියල් 8කට වගේ ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ candy. ඒකට හැබැයි ඊට ඔක්කොම යනකොට අර ගාන ඒද මම දන්නේ නැහැ. But you can make
සර් පුළුවන් නම් මට බලලා කියන්නකෝ.
මට මෙහෙම කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඉතින් මම පැක් එකේ ගාන එක පැක් එකකට මෙච්චරක් යනවා කියලා කියන්නම්. එතකොට ඔයාලට delivery charge එකත් එක්ක ඇඩ් කරලා parents ලට කියන්න පුළුවන් මේ ගාන යනවා එක පැක් එකකට කියලා. starter pack එකට ගාන. කොහොමද not more than 2000 එක. ඒකට කොහොමද 2000කට වැඩි වෙන්නේ නැහැ. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි next online books අපි බැලුවානේ කේසත් එක පොතක් වෙනවා රුපියල් 5000ක් 6000ක්.
ඔව් සර්.
මේකේ පැක් එකටම සාමාන්‍ය රුපියල් මම හිතන්නේ 1800 වගේ cost එක පැක් එකට. පොත් තුනයි මොනවාද තව vocabulary list එකයි ඔක්කොම.
Okay.
මට පොත් ගාන පැක් ගාන ඒ ටික කිව්වනම් මට
සර් මං දැන් දාන්නද මේ නිරංජලාගේ එකයි මගේ එකයි දෙකම මේ exam fees
exam fees දාන්න. ඒකට ඔයාලා කොහෙද කැන්ටි එක ගන්න කලම්බට ගන්න.
කැන්ටි ගන්නම් සර් නිරංජලාටත් ලේසියිනේ.
හැබැයි මේ මෙහෙම ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. මේ IES එකේ කැන්ඩි එක්සෑම් නැහැ කියලා. කැන්ඩි මේ පාර එයාලගේ එක්සෑම් එකක් arrange කරගන්න අමාරුයි කියලා කියන කැන්ඩි කැන්ඩිඩේට්ස්ලා අඩුයි කියලා.
එතකොට අපිට කොළඹ යන්න වෙනවා.
කොළඹ යනවා නැත්නම් බ්‍රිටිෂ් කවුන්සිල් රෙජිස්ටර්. කොහොමද ලේසි?
මට නම් මොකක් වුණත් එකයි සර් මම කොහොමද ගෙදර යන්නේ කරේ. නිරංජන කැමති වෙයි එහෙම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ කොළඹ වුණාට.
කැමති වෙයිද?
කැමති වෙයි සර් එහෙම කැමති වෙන එක නේ.
නමක් නෑ එතන පොඩි. ඊයේ වෙනසක් තමයි එතන තියෙන්නේ.
ඔව්.
IS ලාගේ හොඳයි. එයාලගේ අර ගොඩක් rules එහෙම ගොඩක් අඩුයි බ්‍රිටිෂ් කවුන්සිල් ලාගේ හරියට rules එහෙම. අපි හදිසියවත් එක්සෑම් එකට එහෙම යන්න බැරි වුණොත් එහෙම අපි ඊළඟ එක්සෑම් එකට එහෙම යාලා දාලා දෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒකකොට අපි මේ රිෆන්ඩ් කරගන්නවා රිෆන්ඩ් කරගන්නකොට ආයෙත් 5000 වගේ තියාගෙන 10000 වගේ තමයි අතට එන්නේ. මේ ගන්න. ඒතර මටවත් ගොඩක් හැන්ඩල් කරන්න බෑ. IS ලා එහෙම නෑ over the phone ඕන දෙයක් කරගන්න පුළුවන් හදිස්සි එක්සෑම් එකක් වාට යන්න බැරි වුණොත් කැන්සල් කරලා ඊළඟ එක්සෑම් එකට දාගන්න. ඒ වගේ යාළුවගේ අර පොඩ්ඩක්
අපි ඒකේ කරන්න.
ඒක කරනවා. එතකොට මේ 11500 නෙවෙයි. ඒතර පොඩි ගානක් කර කොළඹ තමයි ඔයාලට කරන්න වෙන්නේ ටෙස්ට් එක. ඒක මට එකක් ෆිල් කරලා මේ දාන්න. අදම it's better if you can do it today itself.
දෙන්නගෙම එක එකට ෂෙයා කරාට කවන්නේ නැද්ද සර් පේමන්ට් එක?
ඔය කියන්නේ ඕක මට එන එකනේ මම ආයක වෙනම එකක් ෆිල් කරලා එයාලට යවනවා. එයාලගේ
එකට දාන්නම් සර්.
එකක් තියෙන එකට ෆිල් කරලා යවනවා. හරි.
හා සර්.
නෑනේ අද අපි ක්ලාස් එක නවත්තුවා. අදට is it okay?
Okay sir.
I will send the recordings as well. Okay, we'll meet next week. We have left it one more unit. ඊට පස්සේ අපි past papers ගන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. Okay. Thank you for joining sir and good night.
Good night sir. Thank you sir.